My name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy, the FTC, and surveillance pricing practices. So in July of 2024, the Federal Trade Commission sent out a request for information. They're doing a study about variable pricing based on personal data. They're calling it in this order surveillance pricing practices. So basically what they did is the FTC chose 6 particular companies, 4 of which are big companies that you know the names of. So those 4 are MasterCard, JP Morgan Chase, Accenture, and McKinsey & Company, in addition to a couple of software providers. And so what they're investigating, they're focusing on the use of consumer data and artificial intelligence and personalized pricing. So personalized pricing, some people may not like it called surveillance pricing. They may call it personalized. So this is the type of pricing where, depending on who is looking for information, like say for instance, if you're searching for a flight online, how that flight price is set may be based on personal factors. So let's say 2 people, 2 different browsers, 2 different profiles. Based on who is asking for those flight prices, those prices may be different, and they want to make sure that companies are not using people's personal data or personal information against them. So the FTC put out this order. It's actually quite fascinating. It's very detailed in terms of what they're asking for. It's very detailed in terms of how the formatting that they want this information to be in. So it's more homogenized for them to be able to do these, do this study. Also, the FTC has not claimed any wrongdoing, but they are under their authority to ask industry people, industry corporations for these types of data so that they can do their study and come up with what they think is, maybe it's a report, maybe it's guidance, perhaps, I don't know. There may be situations where these may turn into informal or formal investigations based on what they're talking about. But I think it's actually quite extraordinary to look at how personal data plays into how companies price things. I'm sure that they're going to be looking at things in terms of making sure there isn't any type of discrimination. There isn't things, for example, if a company had less information about someone, maybe they get more favorable pricing or not. If depending on, we've seen this in banking, unfortunately, where certain people get better rates for certain things because maybe someone has an Android versus an iPhone and things like that. So I think what they're really looking to see is how much does people's private and personal information play into how the algorithms work and how they give pricing to people. I think this is going to be fascinating for people to see. What are the results of this particular study? And I'm very interested to see this as well, because I think consumers want to have more of a level playing field, and they want to know. I think people are finding out that, for example, on the internet, we see different things, even though we may think we're seeing the same thing. So I think the FTC is concerned, or they want to get a better feel for how companies are using algorithms, especially as it relates to pricing of how consumers buy products on the internet. That's it. Thank you.